Hi, Nancy Showalter here, and these are your magical minutes for an awesome week. And this week we're going to start a series on talking about change your words, change your life. Now, I have used the spoken word and the power of speaking, the manifestation that I wanted for over 40 years. It's extremely powerful because, as we know the law of attraction, what you put out, you get back. So it's giving and receiving. Well, we give out by our thoughts, our beliefs, our emotions, but also our spoken words. And our words are very powerful because it brings all of that unseen energy into the physical world. So I want to talk about how we can use this power of our spoken word to literally transform your life. Now, one of the most powerful teachings I've studied and read over the years is from Florence Scovel Shinn. Now, you may not be familiar with her, but she was a metaphysician, a teacher, lecturer, author in the early 20th century. She wrote 4 books, and they were all on this ability to manifest. Now, she gave treatments. She was a true metaphysician, and she gave what she called treatments, not just for herself using the spoken word, but for people who came from all over the world. And they'd have certain things in their life, whether it could be physical, it could be a relationship, it could be money, a job, whatever. And she would do a treatment, speak the word for them, and teach them how to do it. But it's more than just an affirmation that you repeat mindlessly, because you also use your imaging capabilities, and you literally must believe and put out with power that which you are speaking into manifestation. So I'll be reading from her book a bit, a few quotes here and there, but I want to begin this first week. I'm going to talk about the components of our mind. Now, it's a simple subconscious, conscious, superconscious. And so we basically can just understand aspects of our own mind. The subconscious, it's interesting how she describes the subconscious. She says it's power without direction. I mean, there it is. And when we speak and what we think and what we deeply feel is all impressed upon our subconscious. And the subconscious goes into action right away to bring those things to us. So it's very important where we place our attention, what we see and image, and what we speak. And then we have the conscious mind. And of course, the conscious mind, you could say, is the human mind. It's the mind that sees everything around us. But what do we see? We see sickness, death, problems, lack of finances. We see all kinds of things, and all of this is impressed upon our subconscious as we are growing up and as we just imbibe everything from our environment, and even then as an adult. And we have, of course, a very powerful media that feeds us images. So this is important to understand, that if we take in those images and they get impressed on our subconscious and we don't do anything about it, then we can be just part of the mass consciousness. Now, we have the superconscious part of our mind. This is infinite mind, divine mind, whatever you want to call it, but this is the portion of ourselves that is one with the very source of life. And so this part of our mind holds the perfect pattern. And it is the perfect pattern. You might think of it as your divine image, your divine plan, or however you want to look at it. Plato looked at it, I believe, as he called it the perfect pattern. And that perfect pattern, sometimes it actually flashes into our conscious mind and the impression of it. And it's something that we want to perfectly align with and manifest and bring into physical manifestation. So we want to replace that which we put into our subconscious by default, just around our environment, or that we put in there by our own words, our own thoughts, our own imaging, and replace it with this perfect pattern, this divine image, this infinite self. So we're going to talk about that in these series. Now this week, I want to focus on giving you a affirmation, a treatment, a speaking that Florence Scovel Shinn gives when she talks about eradicating all of these imperfect patterns in our subconscious and replacing them. So here will be your first work for this week, and you can listen to the tape again to get this. But she says, speak the words aloud with power and conviction. So you are commanding the energy of your world and your subconscious. And here's how it goes. I now smash and demolish by my spoken word every untrue record in my subconscious mind. They shall return to the dust heap of their native nothingness, for they came from my own vain imaginings. I now make my perfect records through the infinite within, the records of health, wealth, love, and perfect self-expression. So I'll repeat it one more time for you, but you may want to pause the tape and write that down. I now smash and demolish by my spoken word every untrue record in my subconscious mind. They shall return to the dust heap of their native nothingness, for they came from my own vain imaginings. I now make my perfect records through the infinite within, the records of health, wealth, love, and perfect self-expression. So take that this week and begin this process that we will share together over the next few weeks to be able to literally transform your life from inside out by using imaging and the spoken word. See you next week. Have a wonderful week and be transformed. Be happy, be healthy, be whole.